Hello, world. Hello, world. How you guys doing? Welcome to Featured Entrepreneur Fridays. Today is an amazing day. Listen, I am your host, Dr. Casual Pitts, and I am here with a special guest who is going to give us a piece of her world. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the very own Miss Avriel DuVerney. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, Avriel, do us a favor. Just give everybody, just a small summary of who you are and what you actually do.
Okay. Well, let me first say thank you for this opportunity, Dr. Pitts. I greatly appreciate that. For those of you that are listening, my name is Avriel DuVerney. I am the owner of Stone to Stone Solutions, which is a real estate investing firm. I am the owner of that firm. I actually do education within the firm. I help young entrepreneurs who are interested in real estate scale their business, be able to understand what it is about real estate that they may not even know. But overall, that's what I do, Dr. Pitts. I help young entrepreneurs that want to get into the real estate investing world and help them decide on which avenue they want to go, because as we all know, the real estate investing field is large. You have different selections that you can do when it comes to real estate investing. And for me, I help them understand which avenue would be best for them to actually go down if they are new to the real estate investing.
Absolutely. Listen, that I definitely appreciate you giving us a piece of you. That was amazing, which kind of gives us the segue into the first question. How did the idea for your business come about?
Well, the idea for my business came about, I spent 20 years in the United States Air Force, and while I was in the Air Force, I was working with a broker, and what we did was he did mostly commercial real estate, and so I wasn't really interested on the commercial side. I was really interested on the residential side, because as a young child growing up and living what I would say the projects, my whole dream was to actually be able to just live in a home that had a doorbell. So for me, that was like, okay, if I can live in a home that has a doorbell, for me, I made it from where I came from. So after retiring from the military, I got with my uncle, because he was my sounding board. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2016. He had real estate, homes, he had buildings. So just watching him, build his business, build his portfolio, I got really intrigued about real estate. So after retiring from the military, I took a leap of faith and I started my real estate investing journey. So that's how it all came about.
Wow. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I am talking about. So tell us, Avriel, what was your key driving force to actually becoming an entrepreneur? Like, what drove you in that direction to say, you know what, I want to be an entrepreneur? So what was that driving force?
I think for me, my driving force, Dr. Pitts, was the time freedom, financial freedom, and being able to take care of my mother and father, and being in a field where I didn't have a cap. Because, as you work a 9-to-5, not that I have anything against a 9-to-5, sometimes when you're applying for these positions in a 9-to-5, they tell you that this is the range, this is where your salary may start, this is the growth that you may have in this company. And for me, I wanted a career that would not put a cap on me. So if I wanted to make $1 million a month, I wanted to be able to make $1 million a month. I didn't want anyone to be able to put a cap on me. So that was really my driving force for actually starting my own business. Because as a child, I knew that I wanted to be I wanted to own my own business. But I just need that groundwork to be laid to show me how to get into the field of owning my own business. Because people think that being an entrepreneur is easy, and it's not easy. It's very rewarding, but it's hard work also. So if you don't have that discipline that you need, sometimes, people say, I don't understand how people do this because it's too hard. But I choose to pick my hard. Do I want to be hard working for someone else or hard working for myself? And I chose to choose my hard for working for myself and not anyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. One of the things that I definitely want to leave our listeners with is when you say that it's not easy, and it's definitely not. So everyone has the key. It's just a matter of using it.
Absolutely. Just tap into what you have in the inside, because if God has placed a vision in the inside, he will provide the provision. So a lot of people are just afraid to step out on faith. And stepping out on faith may be, it's difficult. So, but for me, I dedicated and I told myself once I step out, I wasn't going back. Because believe it or not, I tried to work in a corporate a corporate area after I got out of the military, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. So I got all of these degrees in criminal justice, and I said, I'm going to use this criminal justice. I'm going to make it to the top. And, no, because now you're out in the real world. For me, coming out of the military, now I'm out in the real world, and I'm like, wow. It was an eye-opener. So I got all this education while I was in the military, using it while I was in the military, and still coming out, and I was starting still at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So tell the listeners, Avriel, how many hours a day do you work on average?
Every day, Coach, I would say on average, I am working about 10 to 14 hours right now. And that is because I am developing everything that I need as the groundwork, laying the groundwork for my business. Those hours that I'm putting in, I want that foundation. So when I do start hiring people on next year, I want that groundwork already done. So when they come in, it's a smooth transition from them. Because sometimes when you're working so many hours in your business, sometimes, you get consumed and people want to say that, you're working so many hours in your business, you don't have time for anything else. But for me, that 12 to 14 hours a day, it's worth it. Because I'm seeing my fruit produce. Yeah,
absolutely. And a lot of people just don't understand that, that's the difference between 9 to 5 and stepping into entrepreneurship. There is no set time. And it can go 10 to 14 hours and there may be a day where you may have to do 24 hours because you may have to go somewhere, fly somewhere, and then drive somewhere. So it's definitely one of those things. And I think that when people start to realize that when you step over into this world, again, like you said before, it's not something that it's easy to do. It's definitely going to be hard. You just got to step into it. So tell us, Avriel, what motivates you?
I think what motivates me is actually being able to achieve something that someone told me that I wasn't going to be able to achieve. So coming out of the corporate field, I was told many times for the people that I worked with in the corporate field, you're never going to be able to survive if you start your own business. They didn't know that I had already had that discipline from the military. So for me, when you tell me that it's something that I can't do, it lights something in me to show you and prove to you that I can. And so that's what gives me the ammunition to just keep going. And also for my parents. My parents are older now. I want to make sure that their last days here on earth are rewarding and that they enjoy and that they're comfortable. So I don't want them struggling. I don't want them wanting for anything. And so I want to make sure that I am the provider for anything that they need. So that's what keeps me going.
Absolutely. And I want you guys to listen because financial freedom is available to those who learn it and learn about it and actually work for it. So I definitely commend you, Avriel. Absolutely. So tell us, what piece of advice would you give to the listeners that are listening now live and then the ones that are listening to the replay about becoming an entrepreneur? What advice would you give those that are listening, thinking about becoming an entrepreneur? What kind of advice would you give them?
I think the advice that I would give them, especially someone that may be new to this lane of work, I would tell them to find their purpose. Don't measure yourself against someone else that is out there that may have been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. Don't look at their success and say, man, I don't think I'll ever be able to do this. So for those new people that are coming in and they just don't know, don't measure up to what everyone else is doing. Stay in your own lane. Everyone has their own lane. If you stay in your lane, you stay persistent, and you stay consistent, I'm telling you, it will all pay off in the end. So that would be my advice.
Absolutely. And I want you guys to understand that if you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion. For your passion will lead you right into your purpose. So definitely, that's some great advice, Avriel. So tell us.
And it's so funny that you said that, Dr. Pitts, because my passion is helping. So the field that I'm in, I'm able to help people get that generational wealth that will set them up for a lifetime, and even their kids. So I found my passion. It doesn't even feel like work. So when I say I'm working 12 or 14 hours, it doesn't feel like work because I enjoy what I'm actually doing.
Yeah. That's
I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Because there's no better joy than helping people around you go to levels higher than they ever thought that they could, right? So that's definitely amazing, and I love it because that's who we are. We are servants in this element. So I love it. So next question is, what key activities would you recommend entrepreneurs to invest their time in?
Key activities, investing in yourself. Find you a good coach or a mentor. They will take you to different levels. And Dr. Pitts, people may not know, I've been under your wing of leadership since the beginning of the year. And when I look back over when I started with you and where I'm at now, it's unbelievable. So the first thing that I would say is that you need to invest in a coach and you need to invest in a mentor. That's very important. The second thing that I would say is make sure that you're keeping yourself educated. Read a book every month. Make sure that you're challenging yourself. For me, daily affirmations. I get up every morning. It's my worship, is my prayer, and my daily affirmations. I look myself in the mirror and I speak to myself. I speak over myself. I pray over myself daily. So those are some of the things that I would encourage anyone that comes in and they want to do their own thing and they want to own their own business or whatever. I think that those are some of the things that I would suggest that they do.
Absolutely. I definitely want to give it back to you, Avriel, because even though I'm the mentor, it takes the mentee to have the willpower to apply the things that's being given to them. And I definitely can say, with you being under my wing, you have also taught me a lot of things, because when I have to give you the videos to watch, that means I have to watch them. So it's a self-infliction on myself. And I love the fact that you are one of my top number one mentees because of the application of things that you have been implementing into your life and into your business. And you have definitely grown tremendously. And I want the listeners to understand that a mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside of yourself. And that's very important. So, Avriel, 2 more questions, and we're going to let you go. The first one is going to be, who has been your greatest inspiration?
I think my greatest inspiration has been my uncle that passed away in 2016. Before he passed away, he was one of the individuals that I would call. If I made any rank in the military, I would call him before I even called my parents, because he did a lot for me. Our weekly calls, he opened my eyes up to things that my mother and my father wasn't able to do when it came to the financial and the education side of the world. Now, although my parents loved me conditionally, they gave me what they could. But my uncle, because he was in corporate America, he was in the investment side of the world, he was able to open up my eyes and open up, I think, my imagination to dream. So for that, I would say that my Uncle Jackie, still, he was my inspiration. But now that he's gone, Dr. Pitts, I know I shared this with you, and I want to share it again with the world. You now feel that void of what my Uncle Jackie used to do because you stretch me, and that's what he did. You pour into me weekly. You tell me things that I need to be doing in my business. I implement it because I see you out here. You're helping people. You're making moves. So now you have actually stepped in and you took that role of my uncle. And for that, I just want to say thank you. So right now you are the greatest inspiration because my uncle, he's absent from the body, but he's still with me spiritually. But you are here physically with me, and you are filling that void that he was actually doing for me.
Absolutely. And when I tell you it's an honor to even be by your side and even to hear, because I remember, this place of even getting you to speak and talk and being in front of the camera, when you look back at what we've accomplished. And the crazy part, it seems as if though we've been knowing each other for a lifetime, and it's only been this year. So it just shows the growth, man. I'm just so excited, so excited. Last question, Avriel. What is the part of life experience you would alter if you had a chance to?
Life experience that I would alter is that I didn't start sooner. For me, I think being in the military, I traveled a lot. I did a lot in my life. But I think just starting sooner on this journey of owning my own. So I think for me that would be the only thing that I would alter, and I would only alter it about 5 years because I purchased my first home when I was 30. If I could change that and purchase my first home at 25 and then my investment home after that, that's the only thing. But everything else in my life has been amazing. So that would be the only thing.
Absolutely. I love it. Listen, you guys, ego is the only requirement to destroy any relationship. So be the bigger person, skip the E, and let it go and go. And that's the thing. I don't want you guys to allow your ego to say, well, do I need a mentor? Or allow your ego to say, or, I'm too good to do this. You got to start somewhere. So, Avriel, I commend you so much for your growth. I commend you for giving us your time today, giving us the opportunity to experience a little bit about who you are and your background. And with that being said, could you please allow everybody to know how they can get in contact with Avriel, because you just never know who's that person that's on the cuff of saying, I want to do real estate, but I don't know how to do it. And they can definitely look up to you to educate them and teach them. So just tell everybody, how can they stay connected to Avriel?
Absolutely. So I am on all such social media platforms. My business, Stone to Stone Solutions, or you can send me an email at info@stone2stonesolutions.org, and I will reply back to all of your emails. And thank you again, Dr. Pitts, for this opportunity. And if anyone is interested in real estate, please reach out. I know that it's sometimes hard for you to reach out for help, but just reach out. I am here, and I can be a resource for you.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Avriel. We appreciate you so much for your time. Listen, you guys, make your passion your paycheck. My name is Dr. Casual Pitts. Thank you guys for tuning in on Featured Entrepreneur Fridays. And remember, don't fear failure. Fear begins in the exact same place next year as you are today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys on next Friday's Featured Entrepreneur Fridays. Peace.